A random Sunday, a friend of mine was going to the supermarket and I accompanied her there. She dressed down to the T and I was laughing because I've never ever seen anybody dress like that to go to the supermarket. I was thinking, why are you dressing up to go to the supermarket? Are you like so materialistic? Are you just really showing off that you have clothes? Like, so much negative thoughts were in my mind because I'm like, We're just going to the supermarket. It's like 5 minutes away from the house. Why are you dressing up like that?" And it took me about 5 years to understand why. That same friend would also laugh at me if I would come on the phone and my hair looked a hot mess and I was in between hairstyles and I just didn't look the part and so forth. And I would always be offended by it because I'm thinking, why are you making it such a big deal that my hair is not done? And I'm literally just on the phone. But when I looked on those two scenarios, I really understood something. Her way of living is normal to her, and my way of living was normal to me because in my house environment, we had everybody just wear random stuff in the house. You're not going anywhere, so everybody's seeing you just looking not put together. For church on Sunday, you would dress up, but not like the dress up. You would just regular dress up because the church was in my community. So it was just like up the road from where I was. It wasn't like I was going on the main to go to church, right? And we had Sunday's best that we would wear if we're going out to get ice cream on a Sunday. And we had good clothes that we wore if we were going out on the main, and we had like regular clothes, right? So I live in the countryside of Jamaica, and so my friend lives on the main road. So her good clothes, my her regular clothes would be like my good clothes because they live on the main. It's not like us who live up in the country and you wear all sort of just any random clothes just because nobody's really seeing you. I really had to understand that exposure to different ways of living is something that once you see it, you cannot unsee it. I've read so many books about people talking about when they go over to other people's homes and they see what's there. They're like, so that means we're poor because you see something different that you've never seen before. And this is the first start to abundance is exposure. And this is one of the reasons why reading is pushed a lot, not just because people just want you to be wasting time by reading, but it's because you get exposed to so much things that you never knew before you pick that book up. You could literally be on the internet searching and watching videos, and you could learn a lot of things too. But if you don't know what to search for, you're probably not going to search for the thing that you're just going to randomly see in a book reading it, right? And these are just ways that you expose your mind to the abundance that is out there. I grew up thinking that everybody just lived the way that I lived. I did not know there was any different life because I've never lived it, and you don't know what you don't know. When you realize something, that is the first time you're experiencing it, and you are either completely blown away because you never knew that could be a possibility, or you're just in denial because you're thinking that you're doing something illegal to have that life because you just don't have any you don't have any way to relate to it. You've never seen it. It's not normal to you. And so this is helping me to really change the way that I interact with people because sometimes people reject a concept, they reject an idea Not because it's not true, but it's because it's not something that they're used to. It's not something that is normal to them, and they don't know how to think about it being a possibility. They don't have the first clue. And I've been in that space, and I'm in that space for many different things, right? My awakening about money is not something that started from I was a child. Like I've talked about the fact that my dad is an entrepreneur, and he has been for the past 30 plus years. And even though he's running a business, right? We just never had money conversations. I just picked up on a lot of things by watching and from more interactions and experiences that I had that were just either good or bad that helped me to form my relationship with money. But when I went to school and I saw some of my friends who they could buy lunch, they could buy KFC after lunch, and they could buy KFC from me. They could buy lunch in the daytime at school, and then they could buy KFC after lunch, after school for both of us, and they would still have money left over to go buy other stuff. And I'm like, how much money do you get to come to school? Because if I am to buy KFC after lunch, after, why do I keep saying that? If I was to buy KFC after school, I had to skip my day lunch. I couldn't have my day lunch and still be able to buy KFC unless um actually, yes, initially I couldn't do it, but when I was on Path, I was able to do it because we would get free food from the Path program. But if it wasn't Path, I couldn't have lunch in the day and then have KFC money in the evenings. And sometimes I still had to save up my KFC money all week to be able to buy KFC on a Friday. So when I realized that, oh, all things aren't created equal, these people are getting the lunch money that I'm getting for the entire week. Some of them are getting it in one day to go to school. And I'm like, are your parents rich? I didn't have the concept for rich at the time, but rich was basically being able to buy KFC when I was in high school. And that kind of tripled, and I started to just see a lot of different things. And I had a lot of friends who just seemed to have it financially easy, and I've just always kind of been scraping by. And I'm just thinking, like, what are you guys doing different than me? Right? Because I just thought everybody was just at the same space, and everybody is not. There are people who are living lives that you could not even imagine. You couldn't even imagine. And there's a lot of things that we see on the media, and some of those people are living great lives, some of them aren't. But they're just showing it, and because we can't see what's going on. But some of these things are not even shown on the media. But people are living real lives are that take real money, and they don't feel bad for it because that is normal to them. Some people who are born in extreme wealth don't even understand what it feels like to not have something to eat. And sometimes people make them out to feel bad. Okay, you shouldn't complain about life because you have money and so forth. And everybody has their own problem, regardless of your financial stance or your financial stability, right? But everybody's normal is just different. And this opens the conversations for grace and understanding because literally, I could literally be responding from a place that's normal to me that you're looking at like, what is wrong with this person? Because it's not normal to them. And when I think about, I've said this on many other videos, when I think about the reasons why I want to be in a well secure financial spot, it's so that I can be the woman that my younger self needed to see. I didn't grow up seeing wealthy women like in real life. Of course, you turn the TV on, you would see the celebrities, but in real life, I did not grow up seeing a wealthy woman. I didn't grow up seeing a woman that was just dressing classy, smelling classy, traveling the world, eating healthy. We all know that's super expensive. And just having just like you see class written all over her just because you can just know that she have money, but she's not flashy or she's not trying to prove a point. It's just that quiet confidence that you can just feel from being around somebody. And if I saw at least one person like that when I was a kid, I probably would have known that a different life was possible because I would have had exposure to it versus just being about around my normal life, having my hair looking messy all the time and just, not really caring. But let me not say not really caring because when I was in high school, I never left my house with my hair not done. I was always like spending 3, 5 hours in front of the mirror getting my hair done. And one day my dad said to me, he went to the farm and he came back and I was still there fixing my hair. And he said, you're still doing your hair? When you get older, you're not going to have time to do that. I don't know why he said that. And I think that's a very scarcity mindset thought to put into somebody's head because that implies that my life is going to be so chaotic that I won't have the time to focus on my parents. And in many ways, I don't know if because that thought was placed into my head, why it kind of shows itself in my life sometimes. And I am very guilty of just working, 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 and not being able to take care of certain things. And I think the environment does play a lot in it as well. Because when I'm in certain environments, I am definitely always put together. And then when I'm in another environment, when I'm so drained that I don't even have the energy to do anything, my appearance goes on the back burner. And having options for yourself gives you the option to be able to prioritize how you look and feel because it's a fact. You feel good, look good, you work good. And there is a lot to be said about that. And so, as I was saying about being the woman that my younger self would want to see, that's kind of something that influences the way that I show up. And not everybody will have the same aspirations, but at the same time, whatever your aspiration is as to why you want to get to that place of financial security, it's yours. Like it could literally be whatever you want it to be. If you've ever read the book We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rogers, in that book she's just talking about like you could literally have any reason for wanting to have money. If it's even to buy the nice clothes that you've always wanted to wear, if it's even to keep up with your hair and having your hair done all the time, if it's to get your nails done all the time and to be able to like not having to scrape for money to do those basic maintenance things, to get a pedicure, your manicure, to travel, whatever it is, it's not going to be the same for everybody. And to be comfortable in that. Like, you're not materialistic because you want to look good. Like, it's a natural thing. On the days when I have my hair done and I have my nails done and I just look classy, I feel better. It's a natural thing. And it's not that you feel better because you, it's not just because you have the hair done, but it's because you just feel taken care of. You feel more like pampered and I don't know how to explain it, but it does something to you. It does you really feel a lot more pampered, you feel a lot more put together and it's just a difference in the way that you show up and in the work that you produce. And so there's nothing materialistic in that in wanting to be able to have money together so you can do those things for yourself. So when I'm thinking about all of this, it's just like the version of me that was just laughing at somebody's normal has become that version, because for me now it's like, okay, you are going to be treated how you're seen. And if you take care of yourself, you will get treated differently than if you don't. Like if you literally walk out in the street and you have your hair nicely done, you smell good, and you just walk with a certain different confidence, it's just a different experience that you have versus if you go out in the street, you're looking raggedy, you smell awful, and you know, people, it's very unfortunate, but that is just how society is. And there is a lot of money that needs to be in your wallet to keep up with those type of things. And so yeah, I guess a part of growing up is realizing that there's a lot out there to see, and exposure is the first start to inviting that abundance into your life. Because once you see what's possible, your idea of possibilities do change. Yeah. So if you want to come into a space where we will talk about creating options for yourself and actually creating a plan to do it, I'm gonna be having a workshop on July 18th. Nothing crazy, just around 10 to 15 people. We're just gonna talk about this because I don't know. We need to get that bag. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'm gonna be rolling out the link soon. And if you wanna come, come. If not, and I'm also gonna be having some one-on-one sessions as well. So look out for those. All right. And until then, like, share, comment below. Does this resonate with you at all? And what's one thing that you just didn't think was normal and you realize, what's one thing that you thought was normal until you're realizing that it's actually not, it's just normal to you? I'd love to hear that below. And this could be about money, fashion, anything really, whatever it is. Also follow me on all social media platforms at Khrista-Lee. That's Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And subscribe here if you have not yet subscribed. And I'll see you in my next video tomorrow. Let's go make some mistakes. Bye.